Morning pages have been invaluable for me in these 11 weeks of doing morning pages, and I'm in the 11th week, completed 11 weeks of the Artist Way program. And while Julia Cameron suggests that you can actually throw away those pages that you wrote diligently every morning, I think for me it is invaluable source of writing for me. There are lots of insights, not just personally for me, but also I think the knowledge that I seek. All those insights are there in those pages, a lot of those insights, and I feel many of those concepts that I have discovered during these 75, 76 days so far can be converted into the concept that I can share with my readers in my next book. So that's the plan. I am sure that a lot of writers probably discard these pages after writing them, and I think it is probably understandable for fiction writers. But for me, as a non-fiction writer, especially in the area of self-help and really fitness, well-being, mental health, that's the area that I want to write about, and definitely that's an area where I think some of the concepts that came out of the morning pages will be relevant. Welcome, folks, to the week 11 update of the Artist Way. It has been a journey where I have learned a lot of things, but I think most importantly, the morning pages are super critical for me. I did not complete reading the entire chapter of week 11 before week 11 started, which is something I always try to do, but this time that wasn't possible. But I'm pretty sure going forward for week 12 I will be in a better position. While I did not read those pages, I think before the week started I did complete the pages during the week, and I did complete, I think, probably about half the exercises given from week 11. So I think that has been a good experience. I think one specific area that I felt was not going well was that I felt that I have fallen back in the old patterns. So I had actually broken my old pattern during the first 6, 7, 8 weeks, and then gradually I think the work became hectic. A lot of personal commitments came up, and because of that I felt that I was like pushing myself into completing a lot of tasks rather than really enjoying some of those tasks. So I think I have fallen back in the old pattern of shaming myself into not being able to do a few things, forcing myself to do things, depriving myself from having fun, from taking breaks and things like that. And it's a very, very vicious cycle. So what happens is you're not able to complete something because of lack of time, then you force yourself to complete those things, then the boredom hits because you're not really enjoying doing some of the tasks, and with that boredom then you start to covertly escape, quietly, secretly escape from yourself, and then you end up wasting time on social media or wasting time on reading stuff that you don't need to read, and overall I think just finding reasons not to do things that you're supposed to do, and probably just getting distracted in the process. So I fell back into that pattern, and I tried to get myself out of that in week 11. Haven't succeeded fully yet, but this actually shows, guys, that because those patterns have existed probably for many years for most of us, at least in my case I think they have existed for at least a couple of decades, if not more. It is very easy to fall back into those patterns, and I have broken that pattern for about 7 weeks now. And despite breaking that pattern for 7 weeks, a little bit of lapse, not paying attention, not going on artist dates, not doing things that I really enjoy, I've just fallen right back into that pattern. So definitely a warning that you got to keep on track. To do that, you got to keep doing things that you enjoy, find ways that you can enjoy doing things that you really like. So try and figure that out. I think I'll definitely recommend that as something to watch out for. I am happy that week 11 is almost over, and I haven't taken a single day's break from morning pages. It does become a task sometimes, but like the author says that you could be you could be typically um, going and probably feeling distracted and not wanting to do some of those pages. It never happened to me. I have been able to do my pages very, very religiously. So I think that is the other aspect of it. The next aspect is that I have found that I have this critical inner voice. The good thing that happened was, I think about 15 days back, I started to actually work on my non-fiction book, and that has been a positive outcome out of this, doing the morning pages and completing the artist way course up to week 10, and that is really enjoying to write. I think that has been a positive outcome. But what has also happened is, when I'm writing, because for the first time I'm kind of moving away from the morning pages and into the actual writing that will be published. I think that critical voice has come back, the critical inner voice has come back, and that voice is essentially telling me that when I'm recording a video, that voice says that you're not looking good in the video, or you're not sounding good. When I'm doing my writing, the voice says that, you're not writing anything new. This has been written before multiple times. There's nothing that people can benefit from your writing. So that critical voice is constantly there. And right now, what I've told myself, as Julia Cameron says, or as Elizabeth Gilbert has written in her book as well, is that just ignore the voice, write for yourself and put it out there, and whether it succeeds or not is completely not in your hands. So it's the creator who is creating through you, is writing through you, and you should just focus on writing and getting it out there. So that is exactly what I plan to do. I plan to continue to write and not worry about whether it is useful for people or not. So that's exactly what I'll be doing. This will be a short update from week 11 for various reasons, but I think the most important part of 11 weeks has been that that Julia asks you to go back to the changing habits part and see whether what you think you like is actually what you like. And these are two different things. Sometimes we don't really like something, but we say it's okay because we don't want to create a lot of hassle for ourselves or for others. But it is important to find out whether you're actually liking what you're doing. So I went back to that, and probably that's a good reminder from Julia, that to look back into that and see if you're really enjoying what you're doing, and the distinction between what you really enjoy and what you think you enjoy based on people's expectations of you, based on your own expectations of yourself. Those are two different things, so important to keep an eye on that. I think that will be my closing message. Signing off for week 11, guys. If you like these videos, do subscribe, do like the video, and do coming back. I intend to put a lot of self-help kind of content here, mostly from my personal experiences, things that have worked for me, and those tips are not really directed at any one specific person. They are mostly notes to myself, like Aurelius Marcus Marcus Aurelius wrote those meditations 2000 years back. That's how my notes are going to be, just notes to myself, and hopefully they will help someone. Till we catch up on the last week, week 12 next week. Signing off now, guys.